My sister's boyfriend cheated on her with me. This is Julie, and her older sister Kathy is always making her life harder. Okay, not really. But she never thought that when Kathy got into trouble, she'd be the only one who could save her. Kathy and Julie are only 1 year apart. She was 16 and Julie was 15 when this story started. Ever since they were little kids, they would always argue about everything, and she still doesn't know if it was because they were way too alike or too different from each other. They could never share toys. Kathy was always breaking her stuff, and she, in turn, always told on her to their mom, which would make Kathy even angrier. And the fact that they had to share a room didn't help. As they got older, it only got worse. They would barely talk to each other, and sometimes they wouldn't even say hello to each other, or they'd just get mad at each other about nothing, like if one of them left a dirty plate in the kitchen. Honestly, Julie thinks that most of the time it was Kathy who started these conflicts, but one day her sister suddenly became very calm and happy. It was so weird seeing her smile. She wouldn't even get mad at Julie when she listened to her music louder than usual, and once she even let her borrow a t-shirt from her that she liked. It didn't take her long to solve the mystery. Kathy had found a boyfriend. His name was Joseph, and she has to admit she got a little jealous when she first saw him. He was tall and handsome. She even got to chat with him a little bit when he was at their house, and they had so much in common that she almost started to take a fancy to him. But she wouldn't do that to her sister, because no matter how much they argued, they were still family. And she didn't want to jeopardize the fact that Kathy was being way nicer than she ever had before. So she decided that she would enjoy it while it lasted. But one day, Kathy and Joseph came back to their house together, and she went to take a shower. After a while, Joseph started talking about weird stuff with Julie, saying things like, "It's so cool that both you and Kathy are so beautiful. I guess it runs in the family, but one of you was luckier." Can you guess who? And then he tried to hold her hand. What? Julie has to admit that she didn't remove her hand right away, but it was only because she was so shocked by what was happening, and he was looking at her with this dreamy look. But then Kathy got out of the shower and got ready quickly so they could go out. They were planning to go to a party or something. Julie didn't know what to do in that situation. She kind of liked Joseph, but did she really want to be with a guy who was willing to cheat like that? No. And besides, Kathy was her sister, so she decided to tell her. She wanted to do it right after Kathy returned, but it was too awkward. And over the next few days, Joseph came over again, and it was weird with him in the house. So one evening, she finally worked up the nerve to tell her, "Kathy, I have to tell you something." And then she basically told her the entire story. Kathy looked at her, and then she snapped at Julie. "You're always lying. You're just jealous that I have a boyfriend and you don't." She tried to tell her the truth, but it was useless. Over the next week, she was so rude. Basically, everything had gone back to its normal state between them. But every time Joseph came over, she was so angry. He would look at her with this nasty smile, because Kathy told him what Julie had said, and he totally played dumb. She was so angry, but she also felt so sorry for her sister. She remembered all the good times they had had together. Even if they constantly argued, they had always had each other's backs, and she couldn't just forget about all that. So she had to prove to her that she wasn't lying. But she couldn't just text Joseph or something like that because he would know what she was up to. So she basically waited until he came over to their house again, and when they were left alone, she hid her phone nearby and started to record a video. When Kathy went to take a shower, she started talking to him, but she knew that she had to be careful. It went something like this. "Why did you stop paying attention to me, Joseph? What happened? Not interested anymore?" And he said, "Because you told Kathy." "I didn't tell her. I wrote it in my diary and she read it herself, I promise." She really hoped that Joseph would be stupid enough to believe her, and well, he was. He then asked her what she wanted now, and she asked if he would be willing to break up with her sister to be with her. And he started to think and said, maybe, but not right now, or something like that.